Hey everyone, it's Jilly. Good to see you again. It is a hot and muggy Sunday afternoon here in the mountains of Pennsylvania, but it's a great day to make videos, and so I am making mine for my my June wrap up. The things I purchased and the things I liked and the things that I'm reading. I tried and mushed this all together. I tried to do it all in one big video, and I was having problems uploading it to YouTube. What is with that? And I then switched browsers and things started to upload okay, but I broke it up anyway. So here we go. I did pretty well in the deck buying department in June. I think July is starting out to be a different sort of month because I think I've purchased 4 decks already, and is it July 2nd or 3rd or something like that? My God. But anyway, that will be for July's wrap up, right? Okay, so without further ado, one of the first things I purchased from Kim's store, World Esoteric. Yeah, I think that's the name of the store. Anyway, a former tarot student turned friend of mine turned me on to Kim's store, and he messaged me on Facebook because I am trying to collect all of the different line drawings that Pamela Colman Smith did. Anybody that knows any of the history of the Waite-Smith decks know that there are several decks out there that are Waite-Smith tarot decks, and that some of them they consider Pam A's or Pam B's or Pam C's or Pam D's, and I do believe there may be even an E. So anyway, he called me and told me that there were Pam, I think this is a Pam B, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure this is a B because I have an A and a C. So anyway, she had this at a really great price, so I went ahead and ordered it. I'm not going to open it. Maybe I'll do that later, but honestly, I haven't taken it out of the cellophane yet, so I don't want to unwrap it yet. So I purchased that. And the next thing that I got, I found on eBay, and it's a pretty cool little kit here. It's called Archetypal Reiki, and it is a, many of you do know that I am a Reiki Master teacher, and I so enjoy working with the Reiki energy. So I have not worked with these cards yet, though. I am going to work with them this month. They are sitting on my working table, but these are cards that are some of the symbols, some of the Reiki symbols. Let's see, how can I, there we go. And so, and there's a little explanation there. And then there's a really cool book. It's, let me see if I can see how many pages it is. Do I have my, oh, I do have my handy dandy. It's a good sized book, and it's got a lot of good information in it. I'm enjoying just like the little look-see that I've done. It's 110 pages. And it has in it the, the picture of the card, and then, a little explanation. But what I really like about this is that in the beginning, there's some pretty cool readings to do that correlate with some of the symbols. So I'm really looking forward to digging into this a little bit further, and getting to know it and working with it, and then I'll come back and let you know how that went. So that is that. cannot believe I'm sitting here with a fan on and air conditioning, and I'm glowing on the sides of my face. It's kind of crazy. Okay. The next thing that came was also something which Eric told me about. I bought last year. I bought the Baba Studio Alice Tarot. I bought it in September, and when that deck came, I sat on that deck for, not literally, but you know, I held it for about a week. Like, I couldn't open it. I was so excited about this deck, and it was like I didn't want to break the cellophane. I don't know. I didn't want to open it, and I actually invited 2 friends over that are tarot lovers, and we had lunch together, and then we opened it together, and we looked through all the cards in the book. And that deck is the first of 3 that I really got emotional about opening. Like, I teared up. And I wonder if that's happened to any of you. And if it has, tell me, and tell me which decks they were. Like, I was just, I was really overcome by it. The second deck that happened to me, it happened soon after that, and it was the Usi deck, the Tarot of the Other Worlds, Pagan Other Worlds, Tarot of the Pagan Other Worlds. And that deck was just so lovingly wrapped. I remember opening the box, and it was wrapped in bubble wrap with a piece of dried lavender taped to the top of it. I didn't even want to unwrap it from that, you know, and finally, like, I took the lavender out, and I unwrapped it, and then, you know, this beautiful, you know, the beautiful box that it comes in, and I didn't want to break the seal. Now, I'll tell you a funny story about that, but finally, again, I went ahead and I opened it, and it brought me to tears. The beauty of that deck brought me to tears. Oh, there's four decks. So I was talking to my friend Eric about this recently and telling him that, you know, I just didn't want to open this deck and I didn't want to break the seal. And he said, well, why did you? And I said, well, because I had to open the deck. And he said, well, open it from the bottom. And I thought, oh, God, duh. So probably we'll be buying another deck from them to keep and have that seal unbroken. But good to know for the next time. Okay, so then the third deck that that was very emotional for me was the Court de Tarot, no, the Court de Tarocchi, yeah, which is a deck that I just purchased. I think that was in May, and I first heard about it on Rose's channel. Oh my gosh, Rose, what is your channel name? I'm going to say Tarot of Transformation. I hope that's right, Rose. But anyway, I saw it there first, and that deck came, and the cardstock is beautiful. The artwork is just. Maybe I'll do a video about decks that brought me to tears and why. But then the next deck that came. So anyway, Eric, I bought the Baba Studio Alice deck, right? And of course, oh gosh, the Victorian Romantic is out of stock, and I really want to get the Mythical Creatures, but I want to wait until it comes out in color. And I really, really love the Tarot of Prof. So that one immediately onto my my wish list. And honestly, you know, that question people ask you about, if you won the lottery, what would you do first? Well, it might not be what I did first, but it would definitely be in my top 10. I would go and tape the tour with Baba Studio for the Tarot of Prague for sure. So he messaged me with the link that they had opened up the collector's edition of the Tarot of Prague. It was a 900 deck run, and I ordered it, and it came. And so he ordered it as well, and he called me and said, you know, did you get it? Did you get it? And what happened was is that I was teaching a Reiki class at my house. I had to run to the grocery store. Of course, in that 30-minute trip to the grocery store was when the postman came to deliver the deck. And they won't just drop it. You have to sign for it here. So I, you know, got the note on my door, and I signed the note, put it back on the door. He didn't come back that day. Sunday they don't deliver. Monday it poured rain. So Monday, Eric called me again. He said, did you get it? I said, no. I said, did you open yours yet? And he said, no. And I said, all right, I'm going to walk to the post office tomorrow. It's 2 blocks. I'm going to walk to the post office tomorrow morning. I'm going to pick the deck up, and then we can open it together over the phone. So that's what we did. My husband was rolling his eyes, but it's okay. So yeah, so we opened them together. But anyway, so that's why I didn't do an unboxing video of this. But oh my gosh, this was such a long story to get here. I'm so glad you hung in there with me. This box is stunning. It's hand done. The inside is unfinished, but oh god, it smells lovely. And you get the little weight book with it, and the letter, congratulations, you now own another Baba deck. And then it comes with this beautiful little card. Whoa, love, love, love. And then there's my number. I'm 379 of 900. And it also came with a scarf, which I have not opened yet. It's a beautiful, beautiful scarf, silk scarf. You know, the Baba quality is just outstanding. So, and then the cards. And of course, this is a huge deck, but you know, because of my eye issues, I really appreciate larger decks. And I appreciate larger decks when I'm reading for people too. When they're sitting here, they can see the cards so much better. And I know, like, many, many of you own this deck and have seen it, but, oh, Lord, look at that. It's just, oh, just look at the Empress. Oh, my word. And the gilding on the cards is just absolutely to die for. Not one of my favorite cards, but, you know, okay. And then there's an alternate, and this is it. That is my favorite Chariot card, and I think I'm going to do an SBD on Chariot so that I can use it, because it's so cool. Now, my favorite card from the deck so far, let me see if I can find it real quick. It's not that far back. Okay, so if we're going to talk cardstock, you know, the Baba cardstock is thin but sturdy, and really, oh, maybe it is farther back. Thin but sturdy. So nice, nice to shuffle, although I don't know how I would shuffle this deck really well. Here it is. Yeah, here it is. Love it. Love this Knight of Cups. Yep. And I also bought the book. I also really appreciate Baba Studio's books, because they're very well made, very, very, very well made, worth the money that you pay for them, and they give you a lot of history of the deck, how the deck was made, how it was produced. And then each card has the traditional Wade Smith meaning, and then also um, the Baba meaning, which is just beautiful too. So that's the inside. It's not one of those books that is going to lay flat really well, at least not at first, but it's a really, really good good tool to have, and beautiful book to have in a collection. So there was that. And then, as I said, I had gotten the Pagan Otherworlds Tarot about, I think well, it's not been quite a year yet because I bought it like maybe September-ish. And the book was out of stock, but I finally was able to pick up the book, so I did get the book. And I need to look at like the publisher of the book because it reminds me of the Anna Kay book a lot. Yeah, it's got a card. I think they're black and white, and then a little something about the card on each side. So that's pretty cool. I bought 3 crystals, which is, gosh, really good for me too, right? And the truth of the matter is that I just don't feel like I need a whole lot more crystals. I'm looking for bigger specimens now. I have all the crystals I think I need for my little medicine bag that I use with Reiki and with myself. So I'm looking for some bigger things. I tried to buy a wand from Cassia Tarot Maps, but it's sold out before I could get there. That's okay. We'll try again. Excuse me. But I did buy 3 crystals. One of them, Cassia, if you watch this, you will. This is because of you. I've never been a person that's been really into clear quartz crystal. I understand the importance for having one in your collection or in your toolbox, but it's never been something that I've gravitated toward. And there was a tarot tag where we talked about crystals, and Cassia was talking about clear quartz crystal, and I thought, man, I think I need more of this in my life. So my friend Sharon, who has Sharon's Angel Awareness Center and Crystal Shop, she had, I think I have told you guys before that we went to a crystal and mineral show, and she bought this case of clear crystal points, and so this was one of them. I don't think you can see the sparkle. I wonder if this happens to you too, So here's this case of crystal. So there's, like, I don't know, there must have been just on the top, not even underneath, maybe 16 or 20 of these. And so I was sitting on the floor in her flat, and I was unwrapping them, and I unwrapped this one, and I said, "This is it. I don't need to look at me. This is it. This is it." I wonder, do you guys know that? Like, I just know that I know that I know. Like when it's right, I know it. And my other crystal lady is from Virginia, so when I shop with her, I shop online. We Skype each other, and then she shows me her specimens. And I am able to, like, look at 10 and say, okay, it's these three, between these three, and then look again and say, yep, that's the one. It's so powerful, the energy that these crystals have, and the way Spirit speaks to you, and like the way you choose the one I think you're supposed to have. So in the meantime, I was at Sharon's, and I have been looking for a piece to help me connect even more with Spirit. And I read somewhere that halite is a stone that is for that. It's also, and this comes up, this ties together, and I'm going to cough here. Hold on just a second. Pneumonia remnants. Isn't that disgusting? So, yeah, so anyway, so halite is also all about self-love, self-compassion, and I think that that's something that any of us who have come through or struggle with depression, anxiety, those kinds of things, we struggle with that. I think women in general struggle with that, in our heart and our third, and in our solar plexus chakra. So I tend to gravitate toward like the yellow, pink or green, and the blue stuff. So anyway, I found this beautiful piece of pink halite. I don't know if you can see the sparkle in that. This is just gorgeous. And this sits over on my working table, the one behind me. He sits right next to the Buddha head there. And I don't normally name my stones. I know people who do. But honestly, I refer to this guy as happy because the energy that comes off of him just, it's just such a warm, happy energy. And yeah, I'm really liking having him around. And then as I was perusing the pink area of the store, I saw this big bowl of larger rose quartz. And I picked this guy up, and I had to have it. Like, it was coming home with me. And he has lived in quite a few places in the house over the past, 2 or 3 weeks that I've had him. He's been next to my bed, and he's been downstairs in my Reiki room. He's been up here. He's been on my desk. But the thing that happens when I pick this up is that I automatically kind of do this, and I don't know, like I feel this flush of peace and well-being and I guess love that just comes over me. It's remarkable, really. So this was, yeah, this has been a great little find. The other thing that I bought, and it's behind me, but I'm not going to go up and get it. It's not tarot related really, but what I am a list maker. So I have lists everywhere of different things, moon phases and crystals and of course tarot decks and oh gosh, I track my social media channels, I track my weight, I track my exercise, and so I've always been, and I'm really good at following them up. Oh, I have to-do lists, of course, but they're all in different places. And when I worked in corporate America, I had a system for planning. I've always been a paper planner. With, I consider myself pretty tech savvy, but I've just always really liked planning on paper. There's something about writing it down and crossing it off that just really means a lot to me. So yeah, so I used a planning system in, my corporate life, and then when I came home, I didn't use one at all for a while. Um, and then I started, yeah, I used, a couple, and I haven't been able to find one that I really liked. Somewhere, somebody suggested bullet journaling. The thing about bullet journaling that I did not like was, I really felt like I had to be fancy or artsy. I mean, if you go onto YouTube and you look up bullet journaling, there are people out there who, I mean, they're works of art. They really are works of art. And I am not an artist. Like, I did not get that gene from my family. My mother was a beautiful artist. My great grandmother, gorgeous artist. Not me. So I draw on stick figures, man. I'm telling you. So something though that I think there is an artist in me. I just kind of have to nourish that a little bit. And now that my kids are grown, I think I want to do that a little more. But I don't want to stress over having to fancy up a bullet journal. And the other thing is the whole drawing of the thing, because really you put the bullet journal together. Okay, I bought a bullet journal, and I'm loving it. I'm keeping it very simple. I put my monthly tarot card in there. I have my monthly to-do list, from which then I gather my daily to-do list. I have a very simple weekly spread that I use. It is not anything that's, real artsy or pretty, but it's very functional, and I am utilizing it. And that's the important thing, is that, it needs to be functional, and that's what this is for me. So I am loving my foray into the Bujo community. So that is my June wrap up. Oh no, it's not. Oh my gosh. Okay, real quick, books. So, and I cannot show you the books because they're on Kindle, but you can certainly look up the titles on Amazon. So, books that I'm reading real quick. I'm reading Moonology. Don't remember the name of the author, but you can look it up. This is about establishing rituals and meaningful practice around the moon phases. Loving it. Very easy read. Really usable, usable things that, I've already put into practice. So I'm liking that a lot. And then I'm reading fiction. I'm reading a book by Philippa Gregory, which actually includes tarot in it. I'm reading her series about the Wars of the Roses. I've read most of them, but I did not read the first one, which is about Jaquetta Rivers. And so it's called The Lady of the Rivers. If you like Philippa Gregory, I mean, hopefully you've already read the book. If not, absolutely a great read. If you don't know who she is, she holds a PhD, I believe, in history. She writes about specifically, I think it's all British history, and she writes from the women's point of view. So it's historical fiction, beautifully written. I mean, I could just eat it up with a spoon. I love it. So yeah, I'm reading that as well. I am also reading. I don't know if I finished that. So, I mean, honestly, those are the two things that I'm really involved with right now. Oh, no, I just started another one. Sorry. And that is, I bought the Wisdom Keepers Oracle. So, spoiler alert for July, it is coming, but I did buy the book online for the Wisdom Keepers Oracle. I would highly, highly recommend, if you have this deck, purchase it. If you don't have the deck, purchase the deck and purchase the book. The book it's a game changer. It's a soul changer. This deck is going to be a soul changer for me for sure. The book has brought me to tears already. I mean, it is, exquisitely written, and yeah, it's a game changer. So I would highly, highly recommend it already, and I'm not even halfway through with it. Okay, so that's been June for me. Working on July already. Excited about July and like really getting into the summer. I hope you are too. Take care, everybody. I'll be back real soon with more videos. Bye-bye now.